You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Basketball Wives LA After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Basketball Wives LA After Show.
Yeah. The crowd goes wild.
Hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we are of course here doing another show at AFTERBUZZ TV for our favorite show, Basketball Wives LA. Ooh. Yeah. We have a very special guest in the studio today, ladies and gentlemen. We have the one and only Jackie Christie. So you guys are definitely...
Thank you, guys.
You guys are definitely in for some good behind-the-scenes scoop. I mean, who better to tell us than the woman herself that everyone cannot stop talking about?
Yes.
As always, I am here. I'm Rebecca Prince, and next to me I have my lovely co-host,
Spicy Mari, in the building. I will be bringing the heat in and out of the sheets. And across from me is the gorgeous. Well, both of you are gorgeous. You guys are so conceited. I mean, both of you are fighting over who's the gorgeous one. No, okay.
It's Fallon Mercedes. That's who it is. That's who it is. And then there's the beautiful Lauren Turner next to me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting show. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming into the studio. You know, right off the bat, we got to talk about you because we actually see what went down with you and Draya, and there were swings thrown. What kind of what made it seem like you guys needed to take it to that point?
You know, I think it was more or less Draya's a feisty girl, too, and so am I. And I've always encouraged her, you know what I mean? Just speak. Say how you feel. If you're passionate about it, go for it. So I was, you know, I was shocked a little bit, but I laughed a few times, and I was like, Draya, really? You want to take it there with me? Not me. Anybody else in this room, not me. But she wanted to take it there, so we did. Now,
we saw her get really worked up, of course. You know, it was a little bit of back and forth. And then the thing that kind of set her off, I think, was, I don't know if it was the lollipop or the hose.
Yeah.
You were dropping a lot of hose that day.
It's funny because I actually pulled out the lollipop out my purse, and they was like, she was like, what is that? And I said, it's a lollipop. And everybody was like, what? And I said, yeah, for the baby, because she was acting like a baby, and that pissed her off. So that part, you guys didn't see the baby part, and that's when she was like, okay, she's pushing my buttons now. And I was trying to joke with her.
Yeah. Pulled out a lollipop.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, because we were wondering what the lollipop was symbolic of. I wasn't sure if you were trying to do say something nasty with that, or if, you know, you knew something that we didn't know.
No, I actually carry, you know, blow pops around with me. I've always loved them since I was a kid. And I was reaching for lip gloss, but they kept, you know, antagonizing. And Gloria stuck her little instigating in there because she thinks she's shiny. So she all of a sudden, like, don't reach in your purse. Oh, why you know, she was playing with me, but I knew that was an instigating button for Draya. So automatically I was like, okay, let me pull out the sucker and try to, cheer her up. And instead it pissed her off more. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And I kept thinking every minute, you know, it's going to calm down. Draya's going to end up laughing. And then she started like flipping out, and I'm still calm. Like 30 minutes I sat there like, Draya, come on. Really, let's go to lunch. Let's go to dinner. Let's take it somewhere else. Not here, not now. And she was, no, it's going to be here. And I did it to you at the lunch that we had. And I'm thinking, no, you got up and ran out the restaurant. And I called you a bitch. You didn't take it anywhere with me. So, yeah, sit back watching.
Here's the thing about Draya, though. She did mention that she feels as if you don't respect her at all. Yeah. Is that the case?
Not at all. Draya knows I respect her. And if you act like a child, you'll be treated like a child. And that's anybody, anywhere, anytime. And Draya sometimes can be very immature. But I will say that after that part, and I won't give away the show, I've gotten to know Draya a lot better, and I've always liked her. She knows that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I
can't wait.
You know, a lot of the ladies on the show, it seems like, especially when it comes to you, they're very hot and cold. They're very wishy-washy. Why do you think they flip-flop so much? Is it like peer pressure from the group, or is it, you know, just trying to get camera time? What do you think?
It's a little both. I think that it's definitely, I'm intimidating as a person. I think because my situation is a little different than theirs. I'm in your face. I'm I'm upfront. I also have a relationship. I have my husband.
I'm a real basketball wife.
You know, so
with the rock to prove it. Wait, can we zoom in on that rock? It's blinding everybody in the studio.
You know, and they want to tear me down. I don't know why, and I'm not going down. And they know if I do, I'm not going down without a fight. So they get upset about it. I'm not easily pushed or intimidated. It takes a while, and they keep poking and prodding, and then finally I blow. And, you know, if they can sit and make me look crazy or people to question whether I'm crazy or not, then that they think it makes them look better, and it doesn't. It makes them look like little kids or fools. And I've tried to tell them that time and time again, but they don't listen to mommy. I mean, what?
Well, they lose all credibility when they're saying that you're crazy and then they're telling you to your face that they're actually really cool with you and they love you, but then they're talking about you behind your back. So then it does make them lose credibility and look crazy within themselves because they're not staying true to what they're really saying behind the scenes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, speaking of crazy, and like you were saying, everybody's kind of wishy-washy. Laura on the show, she seems very wishy-washy this episode. This is probably the most inconsistent behavior that I've seen from Laura, and it's really inconsistent when it comes to your friendship. And we've seen in this episode, the girls had asked her, you know, if you know, Jackie was to die, how would you react at her wedding? And she kind of gave this nonchalant, like, oh, I would be sad. You know, you explained to me you've been friends with her for 12 years. Now, that's a long time. When you watched the show tonight and you seen her say that, what was your reaction to that? You
know, inside, if I didn't know Laura better, I would say I'd be pissed, and I would be like, okay, when I see this chick, I'm going to go to her, and I'm definitely going to step to her. But knowing her and knowing how she jokes a lot, I don't take it serious. And I really, honestly, no matter what another woman does, I can still look past it, especially when I know it's coming from a place of either jealousy, insecurity, or trying to fit in the pack. And they are a pack.
Or a
need
wolves. For attention.
There you go, or attention.
But
so
it
I'm
comes
like,
to the point where it's like, you know, not only that, but it's, you know, they claim you have all these different personalities. They claim that you're crazy. They claim that you're an old lady. Like, all of these things, honestly, I mean, for you to just sit here and say, you know, I take it with a grain of salt. I don't even know what I would do.
I give you a lot of credit. While watching the show next to you, I was trying to put myself in your shoes, and I felt like I was in high school. And, you know, you hear people behind your back gossiping, but to sit there and watch them gossip. And I know you were saying that you usually don't watch the show. Your husband does, and then he reports back to you. How was it sitting there for 45 minutes and seeing all these women place judgment on you?
You know, it's funny. I'm used to it. They did it last season as well, and I knew they were relying on me and that I wasn't the shit starter and the troublemaker and all that. And I was able to go to the reunion and say, you know what, I'm going to forget about all that and be the bigger woman. I have to teach these little girls and lead by example. So when they say that stuff, sometimes it did get my blood boiling a few times, because it's like, what? Now, how are you going to blatantly sit there and lie? But, you know, I understand, and I do take it with a grain of salt, because Doug Christie is who is important to me. That's my husband and my best friend.
That.
And that stuff they're talking about is not. I have bigger things that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, help people, help young girls all around the nation. I want to be an example. I'm sorry I've lost my temper a few times, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it won't happen again. If they get out of line, it's going to happen time and time again, because I'm not a pushover, and you're not going to disrespect me. They don't do it in my face. So if they do it in my face, it would be a different story. Every show would be an altercation. It's done behind my back. So I'm sitting here going on, okay, you're my friend, or we're cool, or just the other day we ate lunch together, you know, and it was all right. So
now, with that said, where you guys, you know, people are cool to you to your face. Is it, when you do watch the show back and you see everybody talking behind your back, does it kind of build up like tension? Because then when you do see the person again in real life, you're like, well, wait a second, I thought we were good, and you were saying X, Y, and Z behind my back. Like,
yeah, it does. It definitely does. And you know, the reunion's coming, so you can only imagine.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's where the fireworks go off. But the good thing is, I will say, because, you know, we are avid Basketball Wives fans, this was a fight that we saw happen, but if this were the Miami cast, you already know bottles would have been thrown. There would have been leaping off the table. So this was pretty mild. This was a pretty PG fight.
One thing I can say about this fight is, you know, I guess relating it to or comparing it to the Miami season is when they fight, they don't own up to it. Like, I feel like when you fought on the show, right afterwards, you were having a heart-to-heart with Lauren. You're like, listen, I didn't want to hit her. You know, I don't want to hit another woman. And you kind of got teary-eyed, and I kind of felt you at that point, because I'm like, you know what? Like, when push comes to shove and somebody's attacking you, and you have all these women around you who are egging you on, you know, I can only imagine where you're gonna burst. And like for you to sit there and on TV, you know, admit like that's not what I want to do. I don't want to hit another woman. And I think that's a good example as a role model, you know, to your daughter and everybody else out there. You know, this is hard to be on TV under this pressure.
It is.
At least I just give you props for owning up to it and apologizing for it, you know.
Thank you.
Now, you know, switching gears a little bit, we always have to reach out to our iTunes listeners and thank them for listening, and always tell them to, you know, invite a friend, tell us about it if they're fans of Basketball Wives. We have cast members coming in all season, so it's super exciting. And of course, you guys can tell a friend, rate and comment, and you know, just of course also tweet us, call in. We want to hear what you guys think of the show. We're fans just like you, and you know, we always want to get the good scoop. So
yeah, Twitter's blowing up.
And if you guys have any questions for Jackie, definitely call in 424-256-1729. Let us know if you guys have anything that you're just dying to know. We'll try to ask it for you. Tweet at us today before the show's over, and so that way you guys can get those, you know, passionate questions out like we have.
Because this is the Jackie Show. Let's be honest.
Just about to say that.
Basketball wife Jackie.
If there's anybody that we want on the show tonight, it is definitely you, Jackie. You are the draw of the show.
Wait, but I have to ask a question, because on previous episodes, I have been a little bit skeptical as far as your genuineness and authenticity is concerned. When you tell everybody on the show that you don't care what people think about you and you don't care how you look, but then every episode we see you having a heart-to-heart, sitting down with the girls, trying to have one-on-one time with them and actually find out how they really feel about you and make amends with them. Do you really care about each one of the girls, or do you really not care what anybody thinks? Because you constantly refer back to, I only care about my husband. But then we see you having all these heart-to-hearts.
Yeah, when I say that to them, actually, as people, these are women, these are mothers, these are wives, these are girlfriends. I do care about them as friends. I know Laura for, you know, a very long time. Gloria I've known for a long time. Malaysia, all the rest of them I've built this friendship with. I just met Brooke, just met Bambi, adore Bambi. She never judged. She came in, she was her own person. I love that in a woman. Don't listen to what you hear. Judge for yourself. She's been around me. I see a couple things on there that was a little inconsistent with what I would have thought Bambi would say, but Bambi was getting to know me, and she was on the show, and sometimes you go along with the storyline. As far as, you know, how I feel, my husband's most important. These girls will not stop anything that I do. I'm going to continue on being a mother, a wife, an author, a fashion designer, all the things that I do in life. Continue with my foundation, continue being a good person. So no, that part I don't care about. But I don't want to, you know, hurt their feelings. I don't want to go up and slap the hell out of Malaysia. I don't want to, you know, call them tramps and hoes and this and that. But sometimes you get angry because if someone keeps nicking at you and picking at you, and a lot of things that is not seen on TV is going on all the time. You get up, you go to work, you see these girls. It's not easy. I'm telling you, you have butterflies from the time you start shooting, or at least I do, till 6 months later when we wrap. It's not an easy job because you don't know what to expect. You don't know who's heard what little sneaky games they're playing behind your back, and this person told that person. And a lot of girls are easily swayed. I'm trying to put the backbone in them. You have to be a leader. You can't be a follower. And that's what I am, and that's what everyone sees. I'm not a follower. I'm not going to go along with the pack. If, you know, and Bambi doesn't go along with the pack. She is her own person. So
now speaking of Bambi, this is kind of like the most we've seen of her. You know, we see her get on stage and sort of do her thing with the rap career.
Working it.
I have to ask though, where did Bambi come from? Like, I know she was one of Malaysia's friends that kind of got introduced to the group, and I know that her and Brooke maybe shared a guy, but like, what brings her to the show? What's her Basketball Wives connection? Can you give us any like insight into her? You know, she's one of the new cast members.
Yes, Bambi is Malaysia's childhood friend. They grew up together since they were really small. She's amazing. She's a rapper. She raps a lot in Atlanta and different places like that. Adiz Bambi, I can't really pronounce it, is her Twitter. And she's an all-around entertainer. She's also dated different people. I'll let her speak on that. I'm not sure who they are, and I don't even care. I just love her. And I think Malaysia is one of her main connections because she is the best friend of Malaysia. She's had connections as well. And I think people will get to see a lot more as the season comes out, so I don't want to give away the show. But Bambi is amazing, and going to her event was amazing.
So she's just like a homegirl that got added to the show.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
She's definitely adding to the show, I think. And I mean, speaking of her show, her rap show that you guys attended, you know we got to talk about that
Oh,
outfit.
yeah, please.
Yeah, we got to talk
okay,
about
you
that.
guys. Now, the outfit, there's a place, it's not Frederick's of Hollywood, but it's something on La Cienega. Me and my makeup artist actually was driving down the street to go to La Cienega Mall one day or whatever. I'm from Seattle, so what is it?
Beverly Center, yeah.
And it's this little lingerie shop, and I was like, I like that jacket. I'm going to wear it to Bambi's thing because it had pink on it, and it was like a Michael Jackson tribute too. And I was like, I'm going to mess with Laura. I like doing that. You see a lot that I do on the show is to have fun and to really shock the girls. I like it.
See,
I knew it would be funny. And then the stockings I got there, and I'm like, I'm going to wear it. And
You're just being silly.
Yeah, just being silly and having fun and also bringing enjoyment for Bambi. It's all about having fun. I'm not a stogie like them. They're kind of stuck up, and they just want to sit there in their Louboutins and act all tight. I'm not like that. I go and have fun.
You're so much fun. But then, you know, of course, the episode features the fact that, you know, you were having fun, but then you start crying because you missed your mother. And I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like that was a low blow. I don't think that you should ever, you know, mock, make, or even have to explain the reason why you're upset.
Too. I do. And they was really good with covering the story of my mom last season. I let my mom be involved with it. And I felt like they should have showed the whole thing, but it's okay. They didn't. Bambi's mom was there, and she was a sweetheart. And she actually gave me one of Bambi's scarves.
Wow.
And so it's a long, deep story behind it.
That's the correlation.
Yes.
They did not show us Bambi's mom. If we would have seen you sitting next to Bambi's mom and talking to her, and we would have put the connection like, oh, okay,
It
well,
brought back
that's her
memories.
mom. I miss my mom.
That's
We didn't
right.
see
And my
that.
mom would support me, you guys, and all the stuff I did as far as my modeling and my dance and stuff. And I also missed her because at that point in the season, we were all starting to come together a little bit more. I thought that the two-facedness between Malaysia and Laura and all the rest of them that was acting very two-faced, I knew about what they were doing, but I felt like at that time we were starting to come back together.
Right.
So you got to remember they only can cut in certain parts, so they jumped ahead. So at this point, we're all friends, and I'm like, I wish my mom could have seen this, because before she passed, she said, make amends with the girls if you can. I know you're not wrong. She knew what happened, and, you know, but if you can, because she knew how important it was for me, for the world to know I'm not a troublemaker. This is all BS. They're lying. You know, so I was like, oh, I wish she was here, and it was just sentimental for me. And, you know, I thought Malaysia was being genuine when she came over and was like, you know, I understand, and I couldn't even imagine, you know, you didn't hear all that dialogue.
Right.
If my mom wasn't here, and I said, just, you know, always hold your mom tight, because, you know, I've ran out of that time now. I can't do that.
Imagine.
You know?
I know none of us could either.
That's the point where you kind of have to look at the producers and be like, okay, clearly they're cutting a show. This isn't exactly what will happen. You know, it's that this is the moments when that love-hate relationship with the producers and the editors sort of comes into play, I think.
How do you feel about that, Jackie? I mean, the fact that no matter what the subject is, they find a way to make you look crazy.
Yeah. You know, at first it bothered me a little, but then I started saying, well, you know, everybody has a place on a show, and I'm like, it's unfortunate, but I think the people know me, and they're starting to get to know me more, and as the season pans out, and they cover a lot of things that's important as far as, you know, us getting married in the gay community, to bring awareness that everyone should be able to get married, no matter who you are, what your gender is. And I felt like, you know, I guess you got to take the bad with the good.
They didn't even highlight the fact that you were doing it because you felt like everybody should have a right to get married.
Yeah.
They made it seem like you just wanted to have a gay wedding to get more Twitter followers.
Yeah.
Like they didn't really paint it like that to us. Yeah. So we're really wondering, why is Jackie having a homosexual lesbian wedding
when they can't even get married?
Right.
Oh.
So really it's because you feel like they should have equal rights.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I feel like that part I'll just have to, as I do media, I'll have to just put it out there. But I think people watching, and hopefully the gay community understands and know that we stand behind them and support them, and hopefully it gets out there in the right way.
Now, speaking of the gay wedding, a couple shows back, which we have to ask, because this was a moment that we were all kind of watching, and like our eyebrows went up like, oh, wait, is there something that Jackie's keeping from us? When Draya came to see you getting the tattoo, and you kind of mentioned that if you weren't married, maybe you'd be dating a whole lot of different people.
Yeah.
So what exactly did you mean by that? I mean, do you know, are you attracted to women? I mean,
you guys know what? It's funny, but I'm an open book, and I don't hide anything.
Like, hey,
and Draya, I felt like me and her was becoming closer, and, you know, she's like a little sister to me, and, you know, on and off camera, I adore Draya. I really will put that out there. But she was talking to me, and we had some great dialogue. Only certain parts got in there as well. And so I wanted her to be comfortable and know that I've never judged you. I don't judge you. And here's a little personal thing about me that maybe you didn't know.
Right.
So I was having, you know, confession session with her, so to speak, and that's why I told her that. And I was like, I had experiences when I was younger. I think most of us did, and women are beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I said, and she was like, well, if you wasn't married, would you dibble and dabble? And I was like, who knows? Maybe I would. You know, it just all depends. So.
Or maybe that's the key to the successful marriage. I mean, it's 17 weddings. So
that's right.
You got to keep it spicy.
Got to keep it spicy.
Who thought of the 17? Who thought of that originally to do the renewing of the vows every year? Was it something you mutually decided, or was it more like you? I mean, as a woman, I feel like I would probably be the one that's like, okay, we're gonna do this every year.
You know what, you guys? My husband, being an athlete, he was playing, and he was, you know, he was running all around with the teams, and I was there with him, and he asked me on a Friday to get married one summer, and he was like, let's get married right away. So we called his agent. His agent was like, oh, heck no, because, you know, the agent's not supposed to let the player get married, because then the money goes to the wife, they think. And I said, I don't care, I'll sign prenups, it doesn't even matter, let's just get married. We had been together 3 years, and he said, no, I don't want her to do that, whatever's mine is hers, I'm marrying her tomorrow. He goes, no, you got to get a license. So we were like, okay, Monday. So Monday we got the license, Tuesday we got married, and we couldn't really invite a lot of people because it was so fast. So we said, let's have another wedding next year where more of our friends and family could come. And then that's how it all started, and we had so much fun, and our kids loved it, and it was a great family unity time, and, you know, we cooked and we partied, and we said, let's do this every year. So a tradition was built.
It's a great reason to celebrate. So you're celebrating love.
That's right.
And you get a fun party, right?
Yeah, a fun party, yeah, that's right.
Now, you know, because you are one of the only, I mean, Gloria and Matt tied the knot, so she's an official basketball wife.
Congrats.
You know, Malaysia is married and Laura's engaged, but, you know, starting with the Miami cast, which sort of kicked off this whole Basketball Wives franchise, a lot of them are not wives. Do you think it's kind of funny that they based a show on Basketball Wives around kind of a group of women that, you know, was connected but not actual wives?
Yeah, kind of. Speaking with Shani, I think her whole theory was, you know, the wives, meaning that's just kind of the title, and the women had the interactions and stuff with the players. Shani was pretty much married to Shaq anyway, and then, you know, the rest of the girls, I guess they were engaged and stuff like that. And I think a lot of the shows we're seeing nowadays, the name is there, but maybe it's not particularly what it is. So it's funny because there was another show similar when Shani's came out that I was going to be a part of years ago, you know, when this first started, and it was similar to it, and they were all wives. So yeah, either way, you know. And then on LA, it's like 4 of us, I think, that's married now. I think Laura's married too. Oh, actually, yeah.
Is that?
Oh, that's an AFTERBUZZ TV.
I mean, no, she's actually in the media saying it. She did an interview the other day, and she goes, it was some exclusive, I think, Madame Noir or one of them.
Noir,
it's on Google, and she said we've already did the whole wedding thing. I mean, did the whole I do's. We just haven't had a wedding. So who knows? Maybe next season they'll do it.
You know, we never really see any of the guys. Doug's the only guy we see on the show. Does he like sort of like holding it down for the men, or is he kind of not into it and just, you know, is there to support you?
He's there to support me. Yeah.
I gotta be on
He's like gritting his teeth.
And it irritates him when the cattiness begins. He does not like it, but he's like, you know, it's a part of what I guess, you know, those women do. It's unfortunate, and we just pray for him.
He's such a great word of reason amongst a sea of just insanity.
Chaoticness. It is insane, you guys. And they're calling me crazy. I'm like, do you guys see yourselves? You're insane. Look at this dysfunctional thing that we have. I'm just trying to be your friend and trying to help you however I can. I got a little bit more experience, but as you see, Brooke has a 15-year-old son and, you know, big kid. She's, you know, around my age, few years younger. And it's like, it's not even about all that, though. And they keep pinning this whole, she's old and all this. And it's like,
I know, when I was sitting next to you, you were like, Laura, you're the same age as me. Don't play me.
And you look older than me. I'm like, oh, you guys, what are you doing?
I think it's just the fact that you live up to the fact that you are wise, and it doesn't mean that you're old. It just means that you've been through this for, you know, you're not afraid to say, hey, I've been married for 17 years.
That's right.
And I think maybe sometimes the other girls are kind of holding on to the youth, which I don't, you know,
I know,
whatever. But I think it's important to embrace that, and because we look up to you. You know, we look up to women that are a bit older than us and that are married and have made it through. So
I know there's a lot of girls out there who do look up to you, and you know, they're probably wondering what it's like to date a basketball player. You've been married for 17 years to one. What advice would you give to girls out there who might be dating one or who would want to date? Would you recommend that they date one or not to date one, or would you? What would your advice be to them?
I would definitely say date them. I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm partial. Basketball players are the best in the world to date as far as sports goes. I swear they are just the sweetest, and they get a bad rap, and I've always defended them and said they're no different than a mailman or anybody else. And they, you know, people say, well, they sleep around and they do this. guys in general have a lot of girlfriends because they have a lot of
will
choices.
sleep around too.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So I would say go for it and just be yourself. And a lot of times these basketball players, they're not looking for a girl to pretend or act like she's this or act like she's that or don't tell the truth about if she has kids. I had a child and my husband still loved me and married me. You know, I had a daughter before him. So they'll accept you as you are. They just want realness, you know, because they get a lot of people pretending to be someone they're not. And then they don't know who they can trust. So just be a trustworthy, great girl, have fun, be his biggest supporter, travel if you can, go out and support him because on the road
See,
they're
that's
lonely.
what you did, but you stayed on the road with him, and not every woman can do that. Do you think that if you were not on the road with him, I mean, what prompted you to stay on the road with him?
And you know, that's a great question.
Because you got a bad rap for that,
Yeah, I got a bad rap for that, too. It's like, well, I can't win for lose. If I stay home, then I'm at home shopping, and I'm not caring about my husband. So it was wonderful for us. We would party. We would have fun. We would play dominoes. My kids, and they only leave 2 or 3 times out of the month for 2 or 3 days. Sometimes when it gets close to the playoffs, they'll leave for long periods. So we weren't gone that much. And my kids, when they were younger, they traveled with us. We'd get a suite, and they'd have their little area, and they'd be playing and stuff. When they went to bed at night, then mommy and daddy could do what mommy and daddy do privately. So when they got older and they were in private school, my mom lived with us. So she would take them to school, and my sister as well. And so we weren't gone that much, but it kept me and Doug's bond strong. He never was lonely. I was his biggest supporter. He could look out in the audience in any city, and there I was, cheering for him, win or lose. I'm right there with him. And I could give him that voice of reason after the game. It's okay. You guys go out and win the next one. And that's what it was all about. It wasn't about, you know, oh, well, she's going to stop a groupie from sleeping with him or some girl. It's like, no. And I could be his groupie anyway. I could be whoever you want. If you want me to be a nurse tonight, I'll be a nurse.
The fact that he even wanted you to come is very commendable.
There
you know,
go.
he had nothing to hide, and he
No.
obviously appreciated your support. I mean, you guys really do have a serious bond and connection. So you guys heard it first. How to snag a basketball player 101 from Jackie herself.
I'm kind of upset we didn't invite Doug on with you because
I know he would have came. He would have came, you guys. He would have. Next time.
Yeah,
definitely.
next time. Now, Jackie, do you have a favorite TV show? Obviously, you probably don't sit and watch Basketball Wives LA watching yourself all the time. I know you mentioned that. Do you have a favorite TV show that you like to watch?
You know what? I love Hardcore Pond. Love Hardcore
I'm from
Pond.
Detroit. I'm
you
from
do?
Detroit,
Oh, I love that show. I love it. I love it. I love it. I TiVo it. Me and my husband, we watch all of those shows. Pickers, you know, what is it? Storage Wars, all those.
So you're like the
Porters.
Annie,
I love those. But my favorite reality is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Oh my God, Stevie J.
I think that's pretty much like everyone's favorite. We all love that. And of course, we have an AfterBuzz TV after show for Love and Hip Hop. We do.
My God.
I mean, pretty much any show that you can think of. And it's the fall season now, so we have like up to 50 shows coming by the middle of October. So yeah, it's a big deal. And we just want to tell your fans out there who are watching and everyone else, all of our fans, to make sure that you stay tuned to AfterBuzzTV.com all the time, because you're always having after show.
Don't sleep.
Yeah, don't sleep. Just watch us.
Yeah, there's something for everybody in there. Now, we also, on the show, we should talk about a little bit, because even when you're not in scenes, you still somehow manage to be the focal point of every conversation. I mean, with Jackie Christie show, we see Draya and Brooke kind of, you know, introducing their kids to one another and hanging out. And of course, the conversation immediately comes back to you. And I mean, do you think you ever are going to give the girls any reason to not talk about you?
You know what? I think I need to turn it up. I think I need to really give them a reason, and maybe I should do more with like my foundations and everything else so they could really talk about that too, to get the word out there more. Because let's face it, they want to talk about me no matter what I do, and I'm nice to these girls. And it's like when I'm mean, then it's, oh my God, she's this, she's that. Then when I'm nice, she's this, she's that. It's like, what do you guys want? I'm just going to be me. So.
But you definitely are the draw to the show. And do you find yourself sometimes maybe playing up to the cameras or playing up some kind of way, because you know that's what your fans are looking for? So do you think that maybe sometimes you may be a little over dramatic because you know that's what they want?
I can tell you, I sat and watched that and was like, oh my God, I did that. I did that. No, if I'm going to get over dramatic, everyone's going to say, okay, now she's extra. I'm going to get over dramatic. I'm really being me. And I was having a good time. I can't dance. I was standing there trying to dance. We had some drinks, and I was very emotional at Bambi's thing. I mean, anywhere you see me, that's really who I am. When I'm sitting there with Laura, I'm laughing, I'm talking. I really feel happy right now, so I'm showing happiness. I think a lot of times on these shows, some of the girls that people can't identify with are the ones that try and pretend to be something else, and they sit there so proper and act a certain way and make sure their makeup's right and this this and that. Open up.
Malaysia?
Let the people see what you really feel. Did I hear Malaysia? I heard. So, and you know what? Malaysia's going to shock you guys. I think she's, this season, you're going to see a lot of things about Malaysia that you didn't know before. So I'm happy. And that's my girl. We're both Leos. I love her.
She seems like she always
you too?
has. She always has your back.
She surprised me on this episode.
She's been defending you a lot lately. Yeah, this episode was a little bit surprising, but usually she's been the one, you know, trying to get everybody back into, you know, the same family again and get you guys all getting along.
Yeah. Is there anybody on the show that you feel like plays up to the cameras that it's not really them?
Oh, let me see. That's really Laura. She's a kooky number 2. Let me see.
But you've been friends with her for a very long time.
Yes, I would say no. I think everybody that's... Well, let me see who plays up.
See, we actually want Laura to come onto the show, you know, just like you had an opportunity to, you know, tell
she'll
us
come
about
on.
your
Laura's not going to shy away. She's coming.
Actually going to be coming in the next coming weeks.
Laura's going to come on here, and she's going to give you guys, she's a hoot. Let me see. I would have to say that maybe it's... No, I think maybe Malaysia. Maybe Malaysia is a little. I don't think she plays up for the camera, but I think she knows how to. Well, she comes off a little different. Malaysia is a sweetheart. Like when you meet her off camera and stuff, she's a sweetheart. But on camera, sometimes when she shows that tougher side, I think that maybe she's.
Now, what about Gloria? We've seen Laura call her own sister out, saying that she's becoming Hollywood. And in the beginning of the season, we've seen kind of that you had to warm up to her almost. What would you say about her character on the show? Is that who she really is? Do you see her turning Hollywood?
No, I think Gloria, that's Gloria, what you see. And I think that I said some real mean things to her at the reunion last year, and it was like, you know, shut the fuck up, stand down, bitch, you better fall back, you know, and all that. And she said some mean things back, and so I think we were just kind of like, oh my God. I saw her once or twice over the summer at events, and we were cool with each other as far as, hey, how you doing, sat next to each other, but the friendship was strained, and so coming back, that's really how it was coming together. And then when she came to the party, you know, and she was like, oh no, you have to start all over again, da 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 da. That's pretty much her. Now, as far as Hollywood, I wasn't around her that much, so I don't know what she's been doing, but it'll be interesting to see kind of what she's saying, because I don't know. See, I didn't shoot with her a lot.
It's interesting that her sister and a few other people that we've heard of are calling her Hollywood, but we haven't seen that on camera yet. There hasn't been any Hollywood moments where she's been stuck up or she's done anything ratchet or shady yet.
Yeah, she doesn't talk about her magazine covers like some other cast members.
She's not patting her own back. You know, she comes very natural. She's not done up when she goes to support people on set. So she's not really trying to steal anybody's shine. So for her sister Laura to say, you know, I'm worried about my sister becoming Hollywood, that was kind of shocking. So maybe there were some, you know, behind the stuff scenes that, you know, that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Maybe she meant because Gloria was dressing a little more risque this season and that kind of thing. Usually she's real conservative, and she was a little bit more boobies out and tight stuff. You know, maybe that's what she meant. But I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
If you kind of, you know, follow like the gossip blogs and entertainment stuff. I mean, she definitely, I think it was more so in, you know, Laura's issue with Gloria, I think, had a lot to do with her relationship with Matt, because Matt is actually one of the people who, there's, you know, Kanye and Jay-Z had Watch the Throne, the album, together, and there's a song called New Day, and Kanye basically raps about, you know, his college girlfriend going to LA and getting caught up and doing all this. And as Matt's bio on Twitter, he says, if Kanye's version in New Day isn't my life, I don't even know what to tell you.
And didn't you even say that it's still on his Twitter now that they're married?
And he's still got that on there. So I think that had played a big role in kind of what she was talking about. Because even last week, you know, when they did have their little powwow, Gloria was like, well, you know, you and mom and dad were all team Matt. So I think, you know, their breakup and her family siding with him kind of had a lot to do with their rift.
A lot of the strain, yeah.
Hopefully we'll get one of the ladies in here to talk about it.
We're going to hear it first.
Jackie, just before we like sort of leave the topic of Bambi's show, you know, we know that you had a single that came out a couple weeks ago. Bambi's a rapper. Is there any hope that the two of you would ever collaborate on a project together?
You know what? That's a good thing. I won't give away anything, but definitely I want to do something with Bambi.
That'd be very cool. All right, switching gears, of course, we talked about Draya and Brooke sort of powwowing about Jackie. And then, of course, it's the topic of your wedding and everybody, if they're going to go, if they're not going to go. It's like the $1 million question. you know, why do you continue to invite the ladies if they continue to be like so flip-floppy, wishy-washy about whether they want to attend or not? I mean, it's a wedding. You're supposed to want to go. Unless you have, you know, a prior engagement, you can't do it. Like, if those are your friends, you go.
And see, at the time when I invited them, I'm under the impression we're friends, so I don't know that you guys are going. I know you're doing sneaky stuff, but I don't know what you're exactly saying. So I put the olive branch out there for them, and I feel like it's something we're going to do regardless if they come or not. And I'd love for them to come and share in it. They don't have weddings, so come join mine. Come follow me.
Does it hurt your feelings when you see Laura and the girls kind of powwowing it up while they're shopping for your wedding, talking about your wedding and how they may not go?
It would hurt my feelings if I didn't know them, but no, I expect that, so it doesn't. I'm like, oh.
Even from Laura, who you asked to be, you know, the maid of honor, it didn't make you feel a certain way that, you know, she accepted the invitation and then turned around and told the girls, you know, I might not want to go to the wedding.
No, because I asked my daughter, Shani, that's 19, to be my maid of honor, and Laura was kind of like the second maid of honor. So she wasn't like the main girl. And on top of that, I felt like if Laura did come, it would be some stuff, because she has to play up for the girl. She has to make sure that she fits in that pack mentality, and that, you know, they don't think, oh my God, Laura's starting to really, you know, show her feelings for Jackie. So
did Laura show up at the wedding? Can you tell us that? We need an exclusive.
She is. She's definitely at the wedding. Definitely. And you guys are going to be shocked when you see what she does.
That was an exclusive. Another one.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
And
Jackie is giving it to us.
She's giving us the scoop, and it is the 17th, you know, the wedding renewal. And I know you guys, you had a theme last year, Vegas. This year, it's, you know, the gay rights theme.
Yes.
Have you, 17 years is a long time. Are you running out of themes? Do you guys always do a themed wedding?
We do. We always do a themed wedding. We've gotten married at construction sites when we were building our house, all kinds of things. So next year, we've got something really good in mind that we want to do, and we're talking about it. We start, you know, playing around about now because we have to plan for it. So,
right.
Yeah.
I'd be running out of ideas. I'd be like, 17 years. We should just be happy we made it. Right?
For your 18th, we'll do an AfterBuzz theme. We'll all come dressed up as our favorite characters from our shows or something.
That's hot. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to be you, Jackie.
Definitely. Okay. I love it. I love it.
How does your daughter feel about this whole, you know, I met her a long time ago, and she actually signed a book for my little sister that she wrote about high school. And my sister was 14 at the time, and she's 16, so a couple of years ago. How does she feel and your other kids about you doing the show and being a part of this?
They get upset. And they cry, and they get up. You know, it depends on if it's something emotional, but they don't like it when the girls act catty and all that. But I tell them all the time, and they know their mom is strong. So I say, it's okay, I can handle it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop breathing if they're not my friends. My friends are in Seattle. My husband's my friend, that kind of thing. So I tell him, my son, he thinks it's funny. He watches it, and he just cracks up. And, you know, he's like, oh, yeah, Mom, I love Draya, but I'm so glad you got in her face, little stuff like that. And then he's like, I hope you guys make up. So we don't really like him to watch it if it's something real dramatic, but you know, he's 11 now, and in this day and age, you know, it is what Mommy does. It is my job, so it's okay.
Where are you with Draya right now?
At this point, I adore Draya.
Okay.
I think we're good.
I couldn't quite tell who threw the first blow when they were physically fighting. Did you guys catch who did that? Was it you?
I think it was Jackie. I think she couldn't take it anymore.
Pushed someone or something, and then I swung at her. But Laura's right. I mean, she was right on that point. If I wanted to, I would have threw all them girls out of the way and got to Draya. But I didn't want to hurt her. I just wanted her to stop it, and I wanted to show her that, you know, your little mouth's going to get you in trouble. Stop. You know, cut it out. If you really want to push me, then this is what you
Why was ho your choice of words when you were speaking to her?
Because she kept using the old and you're this and you're that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to say something that's going to get on your nerves then and show you how it feels to be stigmatized. It's rude. It's stupid. And it's like, I don't know if she's a hoe or not a hoe. And it probably was not a good thing to say. But I was like,
know.
Right,
that's why I got under her skin.
Was it true?
But Draya, she's a strong girl. And I think that she, you know, she was laughing. I was watching the screen like she's giggling. So she, you know, she knew she was antagonizing me. So I think Draya, she had some fun with it.
Draya's strong, but you are also strong, and you're also very ambitious. You are not only a reality star, you are a singer, you're a model, and I even heard that you are an author. Can you tell us a little bit about the projects that you're working on now?
Yeah, I have written 5 books already, and I'm on my 6th book.
Wow.
And I love writing. My son's also a writer. He's written 2. My daughter's written. My husband's written. We're a family of writers. And I just love it when I'm able to just sit down and just put my thoughts out there. A lot of my books are inspirational for women, you know, beauty guides, all kinds of stuff like that, self-esteem guides. And yeah, so my next one is called Sexual Relations, a His and Hers Guide. And it's for intimacy, so couples can keep the fire burning. And we've been married a long time. We get a lot of emails, a lot of tweets, you know, how do you make it work? So that's what that book is based around.
And now if there's one exclusive that you can give us with the book, what is one secret that you can give to people out there that could help the intimacy to stay burning, to stay flowing, to keep that relationship strong?
I would have to say fantasize. Allow that in your relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't act on it, you can definitely fantasize. Share with your mate what it is that you like or you dream of being, because then they can be that for you. But if you don't, you eventually will go out and you'll venture out outside of the relationship, and you will, you know, fulfill that fantasy somewhere else, and it will break you guys apart.
Now,
so fantasize.
I have to ask, because last year when sort of Draya first came onto the show, you had made comments about not wanting her around your husband, and then when we saw you going to check out the, you know, the venue for the wedding, and there was the female dancer, you're like, uh-oh, she's here and she's kind of cute. Is there ever, like, and you know, even with Doug too, when you were out at the club and you were wearing that little scandalous outfit, is there ever an element of jealousy, or where he's like, babe, you should not be wearing that, or you're like, listen, I don't want you looking at this girl, because not that you don't trust him, but you don't trust other females' intentions?
No, actually, we've been married a long time. I'm confident and comfortable, and we were having good fun. And we, you know, when we saw the girl and it was like, oh, she's cute and this and that, totally fun, you know. And I didn't expect her to be there, but I was happy she was there. And we had a blast. I can't give you the wedding, but wait till you see the wedding. But no, we have a great relationship. We don't, you know, we're not swingers or anything like that. But I don't
clear that up real quick. Swingers. No, we don't do that.
Yes, where we no, but you know, I understand that there's beautiful ladies out there, and I don't say, oh, Doug, you can't, like the media puts out there. That's silly. He helps me pick models. He knows all the girls on the show, so on and so forth. So yeah.
And then I know, like we did mention, obviously, accomplished author, but the singing is, I think, something new. So tell us what made you want to get in the studio, release the song. It was a mix of like R&B and hip hop. Yeah,
I have a record label, and my producer on there, one of my producers is Bobby Tinsley. I had always wanted to do a single. My daughter also is a singer, and she has 2 albums out. So I was like, you know, one day I'm going to do that. I have a list of things I want to do in my life. Me and my husband does that a lot, and a lot of my girlfriends do it. And so that was one of the things. One day, record a single, and it came up around now. I got voted Woman of the Year last year by the NAPW in New York, which is the National Association of Professional Women.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Thank you. So I was like, well, you know what? Why not do a song for it, but for all the women? Let it be an anthem that all of us are Women of the Year. You know, mothers, wives, girlfriends. We work. We do everything. Women makes the world go round, you know, like Beyonce says. So I just decided to do that song, and I'm glad I did. I didn't expect people to even like it. I was like, are they going to like it? And it went out, and it's on the show, so you guys will get to see it.
It's making a big buzz.
It is.
Yeah, it is. The chorus, I don't know, is that you singing on the chorus too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's good.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you. I was surprised. I said, okay.
We played it a couple weeks ago.
It's so nice to see you doing so many different things. You were saying that you have this list, a bucket list, to-do list of things that you want to get done. If we were to steal that list, what else would we see on there?
Oh, my God. You would see I want to swim with sharks. I want to go to Africa. I definitely want to go to Africa. I want to see Europe. I haven't seen Europe. I want to make at least 4 young girls, you know, into stars so that they could support their families. Some, you know, little single mothers.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're not single mothers. All right here.
So there's a lot. Oh, I want to meet Ben Affleck and just tell him that even though I'm married, I still think he's the finest man on earth. Ben Affleck's so fine.
Sexy.
And gorgeous. And Doug's is actually Halle Berry, you guys. He thinks she's just amazing.
I saw her last week at an event.
I know.
Everybody loves Halle Berry.
Everybody.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
She does something to people.
Okay.
The thing is with Draya, I mean, in a way, she was a young single mother. You kind of took her under your wing. And, I mean, I know you say now you guys are cool, but you've gone through a roller coaster with her.
Yeah.
So I mean, how does that feel knowing that she's kind of trying to be the head, be in charge now on this season, but you kind of were the one that took her in?
Yeah. Do you feel like she's trying to take your spot?
You know, it's funny. No, because for one, Draya couldn't. There's no way. No way. But for two, I think that, you know, I'm glad she's coming out of her shell. And I thought that she was the victim last season, and this season she's not. So she used to be the rookie, and now she's a veteran. So that's the way I look at it.
Now, you know, because she did kind of at the beginning of the season, she almost seemed like she was getting a little too big for her britches, like storming out of the shoot with Brooke and then being like, I have 2 magazine covers. I don't need another one.
She compared herself to J-Lo. Once again.
Oh, my God.
That was over the top for me. J-Lo.
That was
no. Are there ever times, like, when just even if the cameras aren't rolling and everybody is either, you know, separately hanging out, that y'all just have to kind of check each other, like, be like, listen, there is no one star of the show. It's a group show. I mean, that could be argued with.
This is the Jackie show.
That could be argued because everybody talks about you. But like, as you know, someone like you said, you've known Laura for 12 years. Is there a point where you sit down with Laura and be like, girl, you need to chill out because this is not the woman that I've known for the last 12 years.
You know, it's funny because with Laura, no, I wish that we could have those kind of moments. But some of the girls, we you know, when we get a chance, we do remind each other.
Now, we don't really have any news today because our news is Jackie
in the studio right now.
We've got a lot of exclusives from Jackie tonight.
Great. This is so good. We need you back with your husband, Doug. That would
love to.
Phenomenal.
I just want to quickly know what the future holds, you know, because Basketball Wives is not going to last forever.
That's right.
So what's the future hold for Jackie?
Right now, I'm in development with a show with another huge production company that I'm executive producing, and it's young girls, actually. It's 6 of them. So hopefully that'll be great. I signed my deal a couple weeks ago, so I'm excited about that. Awesome. And what else? Oh, my God, I'm doing a movie. I'm producing a movie also. It's for couples, and it's in the media that it's a X-rated film, adult film. It is an adult film, but it's not X-rated. It's just adult content.
Okay.
So I'm doing that and just lots of stuff. I mean, another season of Basketball Wives, hopefully season 3, or I might do my spinoff. I've got a lot of offers, so we'll see.
I was just about to ask you that. You know, we have all these reality shows, and there's usually that one draw of the show, and it seems, and we all agree that you are the draw of this show. So, you know, we want to know, would you do your own spinoff? Would you portray it in a different light?
You know, I've done a reality show before this one, and it was great. It was on BET with my husband. So it would depend on what the show is about. I definitely want to do something high energy and honest. So it's going to be dramatic, whatever it is. I can't do the whole, I think a reality show should be reality. What's really going on. Definitely. I want people to see that I have the same struggles as anyone else. How do I overcome them? That kind of thing. So it'll be amazing if I do it.
Awesome. Well, now predictions. It's time for predictions.
Yeah, because it looks like, I mean, it looks like the drama is going to get all the way turned up.
Oh,
I mean, we got a little taste of it today, but from the preview we saw, I mean, it all hell breaks loose.
Yes, all hell is.
So what are we thinking, ladies? What's going on next?
This is
and
tough.
now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I have a feeling, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it next episode, but I predict, in my crystal ball, that because of Jackie's help, Laura is going to come to the wedding, and she's going to show out. She's going to somehow either do something rude, or maybe there's going to be a catastrophe or something where her and Jackie are going to get into it. Maybe she expresses her real feelings at the wedding, or, you know, the hurt that she's involved in. Maybe Laura cries a little bit. I would like to see a little bit more vulnerability from her as opposed to the wish-washiness that we've been getting. So I think there's going to be some drama at the wedding for sure.
I don't know what to expect, honestly. I saw you trying to fight Brooke, which threw my whole mind off.
I know. Like, where did that come from?
I know Malaysia is going to do something crazy. So honestly, I have no predictions. I just cannot wait to see all the madness.
Did Malaysia, did Brooke and Bambi become friends ever? What do you think about that?
I don't think they're going to become friends.
No friendship? Okay, no friendship
Laura,
in the future.
what are you predicting?
I actually want to know what Jackie predicts, because we might have Bambi on
next week. Yeah.
So what do you predict for Bambi this season?
Oh, my God. I predict that Bambi's going to do amazing things as far as showing people who she is and her personality. She is just like If I had to pick a girl to go do a show around, it would be Bambi, just because of what she brings. She's fire, and in a lot of different ways. She's just naturally great for TV, I think. And so I think you're going to see an amazing girl this season. You're going to be surprised. She's going to show a lot of vulnerability and just excitement.
It looks like she stands her ground, too. Like, when she says something, she's like, no, I'm going to give her a chance. I don't care what y'all think.
She's 6 feet tall. She could stand her ground. She's 6 feet tall. She's taller than everybody. Ain't nobody going to push her over.
She is so tall. She be towering over everybody. I noticed that. I was like, damn.
Wait, I didn't give my prediction.
Go ahead.
My prediction is, well, since I was sitting next to Jackie, that everybody's going to turn on Laura. You know, this wish-washiness, kind of like Spicy said, they're all going to turn their back on her.
That's a good prediction.
Her true colors are going to show.
That's a good prediction.
That would be good.
Now, guys, of course, you can find us here every Monday night doing the after show of our favorite show, Basketball Wives LA. And if you want to follow us outside of here at AfterBuzz, of course, you can find me on Twitter at RebeccaPrinceTV.com, or you can check out the blog at hollyhoops.net.
You can play with my Twitter day or night at spicy_Madi, or you can go to thespicylife.com for all your spicy news and gossip and buzz.
And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Miss Mercedes, MIS Mercedes.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lauren's Love. And Jackie, where can your new fans find you? Because you have new fans now.
Oh my God! At Twitter at Jackie Christie, JACKIECHRISTIE.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our show.
I don't even want you to go.
This was amazing.
We were just giving it to you, and you were giving it right back. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
You got to come back every episode now.
I know.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you,
Jackie.
Guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.